Hey guys, welcome back to the flight deck, and I have found some weather. It's been pretty bumpy the whole flight. The seatbelt signs, as you can see, are on. Basically, nobody gets to go to the washroom today. It's been bumpy, I've seen some lightning. It's pretty much a mess up here at flight level 190, but we are persevering. We are approaching our top of descent. I've gone ahead and I've entered some descent winds. Transition level at Gatwick 60. The QNH is 999, and that is set in the standby. We've gone ahead and entered the minimums for our approach, which is 356. The weather at Gatwick itself is still partly cloudy. Visibility is pretty good, so I'm still just planning to do a Cat 1 ILS approach. Probably take it manual, pretty far out, and have some fun flying the aircraft. I don't like staying on autopilot too long. It's a lot more fun to actually fly the aircraft. Looks like things have smoothed out, but we are close to top of descent, so passengers will just have to remain seated. Our next, I should say, altitude constraint is 4,000, so I can go ahead and dial that down in the MCP. There we go, 4,000. I'll bring my actual physical throttle levers all the way back. I've already entered our landing weight, which is going to be roughly 135.7 tons. We'll be using flaps 30, so the VREF is 144 plus 5, that's 149. And everything is good to go. I've also put in a couple of range rings. I usually use those for situational awareness. I put in a 10 nautical mile range ring and a 5.5, the 5.5 being our final approach fix, or our FAF. Another thing I like to do is usually about 2 nautical miles before the top of descent, I'll initiate the descent, just so it has a little bit more of a smoother transition into the descent, and we're not chasing any speeds or altitudes, and we can get prepared a little bit earlier. Our nav radios are already set up. 110.9 is our ILS frequency for 26 left. And on nav 2, I've gone ahead and tuned I think it's the Mayfield VOR, which is for our missed approach. If we do go missed, it's going to be straight ahead, climb to, I believe it's 2,000 or 3,000. We'll have a quick check at the charts before that becomes pertinent. And we will head straight to the Mayfield VOR and sort out whatever we got to sort out. So we've been in the air for about 30 minutes. Let's check our progress page. We can actually go ahead and hit the descent button now. Get that nice and early. And we'll look at our progress page. 55, so another 23 minutes to go. So our flight time just under 50 minutes today. So we're heading on our way down to the Midhurst VOR, and we'll fly the transition, and we'll get everything set up. Lights on under 10,000 and all that good stuff. And I will talk to you a little bit later on the approach. See, the weather's cleared up, so it's looking good. Everything's coming. Oh, that was lightning. I say that, and of course there's lightning. Beautiful water and reflections out there in the distance. It's gorgeous. I love P3D. So yeah, we have our headings set up. One is for our missed approach, and the other one for our ILS frequency. So I will ding the flight attendants. I love doing that. Pilots love buttons and switches. I'm not a real pilot, but I love them. I'm sure real-world pilots love buttons and switches too. Why else would there be so many of them, right? And I'll talk to you a little bit closer to the approach. field VOR here. We'll select our auto brakes 2. We'll wait on arming the speed brakes even, just in case we do need them. Other than that, everything is looking good. The shiny switches, as I like to call them, the light switches, are all in the correct position. We'll turn on the retractable landing gear when we're cleared to land, even though there's no ATC. We can bug down to 2,000 feet. We're on the local QNH now, which is 999. Our missed approach altitude is also 2,000, so we can just leave it right there. Cabin should be ready for arrival. I've spent the last couple of minutes dinging them. You know, I don't know why they included a flight attendant call button. I've been flying with Fly UK for a little over a year and a half now, and I still haven't gotten a coffee, no matter how many times I press that. Moving forward, Gatwick just over there in the distance on the left-hand side. So we're coming in nice. Looks like altitude's on profile. Speed is looking good. We're coming up to our decel point. And I'll bring the yoke up. Been in the air for 44 minutes out of our 50 minutes. Another 6 minutes to get on the ground. I think we can manage that. Another on-time arrival. Things are going to get a little hectic, so I'll go ahead and, on. I always have trouble with this. There we go. On. And we'll stick the engine ignition switches to continuous, just for good measure. There we go. And just about to make our final turn here on to intercept the localizer. Like I said, I'll be doing a Cat 1 to begin with. Only got one radio tuned into the ILS frequency. And there we go. The speed has bugged down to our flaps up speed. I'm going to go ahead and give it a helping hand by selecting flaps 1. We'll make that final turn. We'll take manual control and we'll bring it down and taxi to the gate. Enough of that. So, we are on our turn to final. Let's go ahead and arm the localizer. A little bit late, but that's okay. Pretty much bang on. Brought it down to flaps 5, so the speed's coming down nicely. Altitude's just meeting up with that 2,000. And once we approach, or once we get to even the 5.5 nautical mile ring, that's when the glide slope should come down to intercept us, and then we can follow that down. So speed's coming down nicely, flaps 5 speed, everything's good. We'll just go ahead and give it a little bit more of a left. Actually, you know what? It's coming back. We've got the localizer diamond over there. It's not quite captured yet. So I thought maybe... Oh, there we go. We got it. Okay, so we'll sync the headings just in case we do need to go missed. 2,000 is our missed approach altitude. You can see that vertical profile diamond coming down now. Go out, bring the go ahead and bring the gear down, and we're pretty much set for this approach. So the engine ignition switches to continuous. Landing lights are on. Shiny switches forward. We can go ahead and arm the speed brake. And I'll probably end up, well, now that the gear is down and we have 3 green, I can select flaps 15. Here they come, traveling down. We'll do the speed intervene. We'll bring it down to flaps 15 speed. Here comes, oops, I forgot to arm the approach. That's okay, should capture anyway. Perfect, and down we go. So I'm going to leave the auto throttle in for a little bit, but once we're nice and stabilized here, I'm going to go ahead and select flaps 15, bug down to our VREF plus 5, which is 149. Aircraft should start to slow down. And it's a beautiful day here in Gatwick, so I'm going to go ahead and take manual control and we'll get this aircraft on the ground. Autopilot's coming up. And I have control. Below the glide. We'll, like I said, we'll leave the auto throttle in just a little bit longer, maybe even till touchdown, just so I don't have to worry too much about speed. I have enough trouble as it is staying, well, there's a bit of a crosswind as well, so just staying on profile, on glide, and on the localizer. There's 1,000. That is checked. I'll load it out a little bit here, and then go back down. Just trimming it out, using the trim wheel mostly, not putting too much pressure on the yoke forward or backwards, either direction. A little bit low, but that's fine. A little bit off to the left, that's because of the crosswind. Correcting now. Everything's looking fantastic. Gatwick looks amazing. We've got, excuse me, got some vehicles on the motorways, to and fro, and we're a little bit high now. Now, it's my first video, so talking and flying at the same time. This is why under 10,000, a lot of airlines and a lot of regulatory bodies have the sterile cockpit or flight deck rules, so that the pilots can focus on the task at hand. Everything's looking good here. There's quite a bit of traffic. Can't see if our gate's open or not. Everything's good. 300 checked. A little bit high, but that's okay.
Approaching minimums.
Checked.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Get down. There we go. Not one of my best landings, not one of my worst. I'll take it. And, oh, floating buildings. Nice. I think I know why that happened. We'll just, we'll ignore those. There's 80 knots. And disarm the auto brakes. Take the turn off here. Not the first one, we're going to go on the second one here. The first one I think is no longer used. We can bring in the reversers. And we are on the ground. Welcome to Gatwick, ladies and gentlemen. It's, let's see, 6:53 Zulu, 7:53, 8 o'clock in the morning. So nice and early. Hope everybody can make their connecting flights to wherever they're going. Shiny switches off. Turn the taxi light on. We'll turn on the APU. And we can get rid of the strobe lights. Whoops. Nope. Right to the right. There we go. We'll go ahead and cross this disused runway here, 26 right. And taxi to our stand. Like I said, 105 is our stand. We can stop the clock. There we go. Add a little bit of power. I'll clean up the aircraft once we make that final turn here onto the taxiway, which is Juliet, I believe. A little bit of power. That was a little bit too much power. Just complete the turn here. I don't want Fly UK management after me because I wore out the tires skidding around the corner here. Oop, a little fast. That's okay. Everybody hang on. There we go. Beautiful. Fire truck coming up off the left. It's not for us, is it? My landing wasn't that bad. Maybe he's going to see those floating buildings. I think I know why that happened. It's an EZdok thing. I accidentally went into the world view. And then when you come out of the world view, well, everything has to reload from your position, etc., etc. Anyways, long story short, those usually aren't there, but interesting. Anyways, the APU is on. We can turn off the ignition switches. And continue taxi to the gate. Beautiful morning. Nice arrival. A little bit of a crosswind, but we handled it quite well, I think. We can start cleaning up the aircraft. I do really like this scenery. UK2000. All of the add-ons I've used are going to be in the description below. As it is my first video, if I do miss out on something, just feel free to post it in the comments, and I'll take a look and I'll try to fix that for next time. Got quite a bit of traffic here. A lot of EasyJets, a lot of BA. There's a 7.6. Yeah, it's a 7.6. We're going to be making the right turn over here onto, I believe it's Kilo. Correct me if I'm wrong. I had the charts up earlier, but can't be bothered, honestly. A little bit of lag as we make that turn. And we'll be parking between that EasyJet and between the BA up here on the left-hand side. That's our assigned stand for today. Gate to gate, about an hour and 8 minutes, I believe that says. Yeah, just under an hour and 8, or an hour and 8 or so. So, let's turn on to the gate. There's our handy little marshaller. This guy's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes he parks us exactly where we need to go. Sometimes he's a little off. Slow it down a little bit. Don't want to run him over. Although aircraft brakes are very, very strong. So we'd have no problem not hitting him. There we go. That was a bit of an abrupt stop, but oh well. And we can, we are on the APU power and bleed, so we can just go ahead and shut off the engines. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And turn the seatbelt sign off. And the anti-collision light. And that is pretty much a wrap. I mean, I could do the shutdown procedures. Oh, I can stop the clock. Let's go ahead and stop. An hour and 10 minutes, gate to gate. Not too shabby. So I could do the entire shutdown procedure, but I mean it's yeah, I forgot the pedostatics. But you know, it's a little bit long, and I'd rather just go out with the deboarding procedure. So thanks for watching on my first video. And if you're interested, if this looks like something that you would want to do or want more information about, I will leave the Fly UK website link in the description below. All the bags are being offloaded, and the passengers are disembarking for their other flights, wherever they may be going. Thank you so much for joining me on this short little flight from Leeds Bradford down to Gatwick. And I hope to be making more of these in the future, and I hope to see you there. Take care now, and we'll see you in the next episode.